Well, hello my friends and welcome to Lift and Uplift episode 2. If you're new here and wondering what this series is, it's very simple. I lift and I try to share some messages in between sets, things that are on my mind, just having a nice talk with you guys. These videos are very chill, very laid back, and you just get a little glimpse of what I'm doing, what I'm thinking right now. This is just something to have on the side, to listen to, but obviously you can also see my training methodologies and my progress. So I hope you guys will get some value out of this, and let's get into the workout. The first thing you'll see me doing is the stretches, and these are for my hips, which are very messed up since I had the surgery a few years ago on my knee. So doing some corrective stretches for that before lifting, so I'm more aligned before training. So yeah, enjoy. Now I'm just continuing with some regular stretching, doing these 90s as well as I can. They're not perfect, but they always feel great on my hips to open them up. So like I said, today we are starting off with Pendlay rows. A great exercise, especially for strength, for explosiveness. Not perhaps perfect for hypertrophy, but that's not necessarily why you do it. You will do it to be strong and to be able to do hypertrophy sets with bigger weights. Obviously, my goals aren't that specific. I want to be healthy, big, strong, everything. So I am kind of doing everything, but technically getting strong is the priority, because if you get strong, well, you will achieve most of the things besides conditioning, of course, besides having cardio. But being strong, being powerful, that will ensure you can build as much muscle as possible, be big as possible, and be able to pick up people without them being able to resist you, which is one of my goals as well. So just gonna stretch out my hamstrings a bit as well, especially the left one, as it's more tighter. And yeah. So what I wanted to talk to you guys a bit today is how time is it's a very interesting thing. We often have these ideas and these dreams that are something that either drives us or something that we daydream about, which is amazing. But what happens is that we just cling to this idea, and the time goes on until the time comes when we are literally unable to do that dream because we are restricted by something else. So let's say you're a young guy now, young girl now, you have a dream to start maybe a business or something, and it's constantly on your back burner. It's constantly something that you put aside, but then a few years go past. Maybe you have a kid on the way, maybe a tragedy happened in your family, maybe some situations change where you just don't have the privilege, the luxury you have now. But maybe you could be saying, okay, but I have a kid now, or I have this difficult job. Okay, it can always get even tougher. It can literally get even tougher. It can always be worse. There is no better time to start than literally right this moment, right now. You will never be as young, you will never have more time. There is nothing that you can say that will be better later on that you cannot, just start doing now. If you are aware of this, if you already know that you are just impossible to start doing something right now, be aware that that's just a phase that you have to go through, so you can focus on that thing that drives you, that little dream that you might have, because life literally has no limits besides the ones that we put in ourselves. Those little things that we maybe think are silly, why can we not achieve it? Like, what is stopping you from not doing it but allowing others to do it? No sense. But we tire ourselves with these little earthly problems, these limitations, with these obligations. Oh, we're adult, we have to do this. BS, man. You are the creator because God has made you to His likeness. In His will, you can do what you want. In my will, I'm gonna do some Pendlay rows now. We're actually gonna do Pendlay rows. This was just bent overs, now Pendlay, which means from the floor. So in between these sets, I'll still do those stretches a little bit, just because my lower back starts aching, everything starts feeling off. So we really want to make sure we are locked in, especially for this first exercise, because if you get the first one right, everything else will be right. Alright then, we are up to 90 kg. I'm gonna do a little warm up with this and then move on to 100 kg, which is the weight that I'm gonna do my sets with. So let's go from here. So yeah guys, I'll be honest, the weight feels alright, feels a bit heavier than usual, but that's probably because I'm quite fatigued. Didn't get a good night's sleep yesterday, and this month it's just been a PR after a PR. It's amazing because I've been quite sick this summer, just getting sick all the time, probably because of just working so much and not take care of myself. So that really hindered my progress, and just the inflammation, the wrist, the big toe, many little injuries. But this past month, I just been crushing it. Just every single day PR, almost every single day. So I train push, pull, legs, and a day off. So 3 days on, 1 day off. Well, it's been incredible. And now, obviously, you cannot just max out every single day. So I am feeling it a bit, but it's good. Lately the spark to train has been so ignited because working with a guy, he's called Nick Tex, shout out to Nick Tex. He's really helping me out with these little injuries that I have, so now that I'm a bit more healthy, training is all I can think about. It's just such a nice feeling to be able to move properly. So if you are able to move properly, if you have everything that you need in terms of your body, there's no freaking excuse. You need to go at it, you need to go hard, and really push yourself to the limits, because oh my god, it's the best thing there is in life. Just finding something that you're passionate about, thinking about it all the time and crushing it. I am competing with myself, you know, I'm trying to beat my own records, and that's the beauty of it, nothing else. So let me rest a few more minutes. I'm resting 5 minutes, give or take, between these sets, so 100 kg. I'm gonna look at the footage to see how the form was and return to you with another set. One of the things that I'd like you to take away from what I'm saying is that you should absolutely take care of yourself, even though you're feeling alright now or something like that. You know, I was always talking about the mindset, and I still believe it is one of the most important things there is. But there is a certain limit every single one of us has. You can't push yourself past a point. And I was just so ignorant to it. You know, ignorance is a bliss. Ignorance is an incredible thing when applied properly. But the problem is when something is happening to you and you keep ignoring it. And for me, for the past few years, you know, ever since the virus, I've been getting sick every summer, like few times a summer, and not just like a little cold, but rough, just laying in bed, you know, just feeling like that. And I just kept ignoring it. I was like, okay, you know, I'll get through it, whatever. It's probably just the side effects of my immune system being weak, blah blah blah. But the true reality of the thing is that I would overwork myself. You know, 3 jobs, sometimes, you know, 12 hours days. That would and then I would still work out, so I would still train hard, but the sleep was lacking, and the food wasn't good. And obviously, when you combine these things, especially if you're like already a bit of having a weaker immune system, of course you'll get sick. And even though in my mind I was like, let's just go, let's keep fighting, your body has a limit. Therefore, you should do everything in your power to increase this limit, to increase. By the way, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a hedgehog and he's scratching himself in the woods, in the garden, but whatever. Anyways, do everything you can to surpass the limit. Be aware of it. Take the rest. Make sure you're eating correctly, sleeping well, as much as you can, because those things are key. Even though maybe you feel now that you can live where you're living and you'll be fine because you're somehow just good, it will catch up to you, unfortunately. So please, if you are into these things, like, you know, what people are falling for the meme, like white monsters in tuna fish, or if you are, you know, eating takeout, if you are staying up late, if you're drinking, don't do it, man. Not for me. Like, why would I care that much? I do care, of course, but realistically, you are. Speak of yourself, and if you don't care about yourself, how can you care about the world around you? Let's get to the next set. To be completely honest, I haven't done these in a long time. So we'll see how the technique looks, how heavy the weight feels, and go from there. Well, next time I do this, I'll simply get the plate, which is smaller ones, so I can actually go deeper and pull. Because if I was to try to stand, a bit more close to the ground, I'll just hit the plate on the floor and I get a proper range of motion. So that's why with this weight I believe I should be getting less reps. That's why I was still going to failure, doing 12 reps, or close to failure rather, just so I can milk the exercise, get the most out of it, and I really feel it already. So yeah, I'm gonna do one more set. I'm not gonna record that one and move on to different exercise, which will be the lat pullover. Well, you know what I just said a few minutes ago. Look at my boy and the other boy. It's a fun place here in Croatia. These pullovers are so freaking hard, but I love it. Very nice stretch, just feels incredible. Although it does flare up a bit of my elbow pain that I have for months now, but who cares if you need to get more jacked. So one thing that I wanted to tell you guys is about the basics and how you should never ever forget about the basics. People who are just normal people start training, maybe reading, eating better, and that's the extent of self-improvement that they do. They don't need to think about these grand things, these existential crisis things, where it's so like deep. For some people, that's just how it is, and God bless those people. But what I want you to realize is that if you go so far and beyond into thinking of many different things, it's highly likely that you are forgetting the basics. Even the basic, like little tips that we learn, for example, the stoicism, about how we should not be upset about things that we cannot control or upset at the outcome, but rather just focus on what we can control and be content with whatever happens. Just focusing on, okay, I'm alive now, this sucks, okay, I'm not gonna keep to my mind all the time, I'm not gonna burden myself with it, I'm just gonna do what I can to either fix it or focus on something else entirely. Like, that's one of those things that became like a mainstream thing, people are forgetting, but some people will just listen to this, they will apply the thing, 90% of the problems just like that gone, literally. And like I said at the beginning, good habits, if you're not doing those good habits, you're not gonna feel good, essentially. You do not want to be addicted to the routine. Routine is a problem when you're like, okay, I need to do this specific morning routine or else I'm screwed. That's bad. But if you're not just doing good things, eventually you're gonna start feeling bad. It's simple as that. It's how life works. So action always needs to be first. Don't forget about that. Don't forget to always forgive, because if you don't forgive, you are holding that resentment in your heart and it's corrupting you and not serving anyone else, So literally just be loving and understanding. Like, don't rush into things, don't think before speaking, maybe consider the different perspectives someone might have before you attack them or assume you think you know what they're thinking or saying. Focus on what you can control, do the good things, and love as much as you can. Can you hear the singing? Anyways, it is sometimes this simple, but we focus on so many different things, which is fine. But if you're not doing the good things, the simple things, that is not fine. Myself now, I'm diving really deep into Christianity, and when you learn about Christianity, when you really try to become a good Christian, all of these self-improvement things are simply life, simply trying to be the best that you can be, the kindest you can be, the most loving you can be, as close to God as possible. So you don't even really have to think about these things. But even now I get lost into like, is this how I'm supposed to do it, or this? No. It's very, very simple at the end of the day. Whichever path you choose, I of course recommend God, but everyone's path is different, and who knows where you end up I'll pray that you end up here, but you just start doing the objective good. And let's not get silly with things. You are never as advanced, you know. You're never this thing. You have to prove to yourself every single day that you are a good person, that you are someone who's training, someone who's eating good. Like, these are things that are not set in stone. These are things that are daily. And it's a beautiful thing because it's hard, therefore worthwhile. So let's get on to the next set. I'm not going to true failure today, because I'm just not feeling that good. I'm not fired up, you know, as I usually am, screaming. But like I said, exactly, this is real life, you know. I'm just having a little chat with you guys, showing you normal life, showing you that many things online are not as it seems. Just because you see me screaming in one video, cooking this beautiful food, whatever, that doesn't mean that I'm like this all the time. I'm usually just very quiet, and that's how I like to be. Just periods of very intense and periods where you're calm. But no, just talking about these things with my friends really just sets the light in me, you know, that sets the fire in me. Knowing that at least few of you will maybe apply something that I'm talking about. Maybe I'm just chatting rubbish at the end of the day. Maybe people laugh at me, but I don't care. I feel like if I can do anything in this world, I'll at least try to make it a bit better by you making it better. Not by me doing something, but by you actually doing these things and showing the light to others. So yeah, let's go to the next sets. I'll check in one more time, and that will be a wrap for the video. Here I am saying I'm not feeling good, blah blah blah. Then I felt like I had slightly bit more left in the tank, so I just did a like M rep, maximum rep as possible, as many reps as possible, pull-ups, and now my back, it just feels like crazy. So I'm gonna rest slightly bit more, and then we're doing some hammer curls. Let me know, guys, like if you want me to talk a bit more about training, kind of why I'm doing certain things, blah blah, and so on. And also, in general, some topics you want me to cover, and if possible, who knows how many views I'm gonna get, but if possible, also let me know some questions, and we'll start answering them at the end of the video. Maybe not next one. Like I said, who knows how many of you are gonna comment, but if you do, I really appreciate it. Yeah, let's just make this a little series, which I'll try to record as many times as possible. You know, I'm always training, but there's a lot of people where I live, a lot of noise. As you can probably see, this is gonna be a complete nightmare to edit, but it's alright. So you've probably seen that failure just now. But I'm completely fine with it because I'm not counting that's like, oh yeah, my form is so perfect. I did 6 reps, tried getting the 7th. I'm gonna count and then write in my program a bit of cheating, which is fine at the end of the set. Pushing yourself to the limit and not leaving like, oh, maybe I could have done one, maybe I couldn't. That's just my view on these, especially these isolation that can't hurt you. A lot of people, you know, never go to these lower reps on the isolation. But I'll be honest, especially for like biceps, man, it's ever since I just started doing like heavy barbell curl, literally barbell, not even an easy bar, my arms have finally started growing, which have always been like my weaker point. So yeah, honestly, I got 7-ish now. I'm trying to get 5. I'm still happy with it. I'm still getting hypertrophy. Screw these ranges and whatever. I mean, technically, even in science agrees, 5 to 33 or whatever they said, is still good enough. But everything works. Just lift hard. And my phone is about to die, so I'm gonna record this as quick as I can. Let me hit some of this mandatory back posing. I have no idea how to pose, by the way. My friends, that's a wrap. Keep showing up for yourself and for the others every day. That's all I ask. Just keep being kind, keep spreading the light. And that's it. Slightly better every day. Small changes that result in big ones. Hope you enjoyed this little video. I like recording it, so hope you enjoyed it. And God bless you. Thanks for watching and much love.